What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Baqi, and this is another episode of the Baqi Rants. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing this new narrative that I'm seeing all over social media, where I see people in Bears Nation saying because of the historic season that CJ Stroud is having, that should be the reason why the Bears should draft Caleb Williams, or the Bears need Caleb Williams because of the type of season that CJ Stroud is having. So I'm definitely going to discuss that and tell y'all why that makes absolutely no sense, and that's just a false narrative. So make sure you like the video, subscribe to the page, and make sure you leave a comment below, because I would love to hear whether you agree or disagree your comments, and we can go back and forth on it. Let's get to the video. So all weekend I basically listened to people or seen people on Twitter talk about the new reason, or the latest reason for why the Bears should draft Caleb Williams is because of what CJ Stroud is doing. That makes absolutely zero sense. There's no comparison. You can't use a historic season from CJ Stroud as your basis for why the Bears should draft Caleb Williams. And to me, in my opinion, if you're using that as your basis for why the Bears should draft Caleb Williams, that tells me that you lack the football IQ or the football knowledge to have a compelling argument. You can't compare what CJ Stroud is doing to what Caleb Williams could potentially do next season. Let's get the major thing, that the major part of why that basis makes no sense out the way. What CJ Stroud is doing is historic. He's having a historic season right now. CJ Stroud is having a season that only 4 other quarterbacks have ever done in NFL history. CJ Stroud this year has become the 5th rookie quarterback to ever throw for 4,000 yards. So that means there's only been 4 other quarterbacks to ever throw for 4,000 yards in their rookie season. That should tell you how rare that is. It's rare that that happens. The NFL has been around a long time. So to only have 5 quarterbacks to ever do that in their rookie season should tell you how rare, how historic it is. So it's something it doesn't happen often. So for people to use that, or use a historic season that's happening to say, well, hey, that's why you need to draft Caleb Williams, it makes absolutely no sense. It's just a false narrative. It's something. It's just the latest talking point that people want to use if they want to get rid of Justin Fields. Let's call a spade a spade. This is just the latest talking point that people have for their justification for why the Bears, in their opinion, should trade Justin Fields. And it's like it's a narrative that's not based in reality. It's a narrative that's not based in logic, and it's a narrative that's not based in football knowledge. You can't compare what CJ Stroud's doing in his historic season to potentially what Caleb Williams could potentially do. Especially when, like I said, what CJ Stroud is doing, only 4 other quarterbacks in NFL history has done. So the chances of Caleb Williams coming into his rookie season and throwing for 4,000 yards and having that level of success is not, the odds of that happening isn't good. But the fact that we're using a historic season speaks to a whole different thing. It speaks to something that I've talked about many times. And if you follow me on Twitter at Baqi, or at Baqdollar22, BAQDOLL22. If you follow me on Twitter, I've tweeted many times. I've tweeted like, at the end of the day, development and patience is what gets QB success. Like, look at all of the QB successful teams. Look at all the teams who are in the playoffs right now. Look at all the teams who are in the playoffs. There's only a couple teams in the playoffs that have quarterbacks that weren't drafted by that team and wasn't developed by that team. But for the most part, majority of the teams that's in the playoffs currently, or majority of the teams that's having QB success, are teams that had quarterbacks that they drafted, developed, and had patience with. But for whatever reason in Bears Nation, we don't want to have patience. Like, to just today, I'm watching people go crazy over what Jordan Love is doing. Oh my God, look at Green Bay. They got another Hall of Fame quarterback. Oh my God, the world's finna end in Bears Nation because now Green Bay has another Hall of Fame quarterback. We don't know whether Jordan Love is going to be a Hall of Famer or not. But here's what we do know. We do know that Green Bay drafted, developed, and had patience with Jordan Love. They sat him behind Aaron Rodgers for 3 years, and when they felt like he was ready to take the mantle, they traded Aaron Rodgers and they put Jordan Love in there. And the success that Jordan Love is having is based upon the development and the patience of the Packers organization. As a Bears fan, I can't stand it because I hate the Green Bay Packers, but I give credit when credit is due. Jordan Love is having success because of the development and the patience of that organization. Us in Bears Nation, we don't have that. We don't have patience. We don't have the development. We don't have the patience. We want instant gratification. You see, what Bears fans want is they want the cjStroud season. They want a quarterback that instantly is going to be good. Instantly is going to take off day one, play one like cjStroud did. Even though what cjStroud is doing, only 4 other quarterbacks have done in league history. The type of season that cjStroud is having, it's only happened 4 other times in NFL history. So the likelihood of that happening again is extremely low. But that's what Bears fans are looking for. That goes back to the instant gratification mindset that I've said that us in Bears Nation have. We don't want to develop. We don't want to have patience. We don't want to have any of that. We want our quarterback, day one, play one, to be great up front. That's not based in reality. So for anybody using CJ Stroud's historic season as your basis for why the Bears need to move on from Justin Fields and draft Caleb Williams, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Because there's a high probability that Caleb Williams is not going to have the same season or a similar season like CJ Stroud. Because majority of rookies don't have that type of season. Caleb Williams, we could draft Caleb Williams and he could have a season closer to literally Will Levis, or a season closer to how Bryce Young. There's a higher probability of Caleb Williams coming in and having a season like Bryce Young than there is to CJ Stroud. Now, I'm not saying that if we did draft Caleb Williams, we would go 2-11 or 2-12, however Carolina, because Carolina is dog shit. They're terrible. But the point that I'm making is the type of season that Bryce Young had, the type of season that Anthony Richardson had, where he only played a handful of games and then got injured, the type of season that Will Levis had, where he played the second half of the season, those are more of the norm. Those are more of a normal rookie year. I know a lot of people don't want to believe that, but that's more likely to happen than what CJ Stroud is doing. Like I said before, what CJ Stroud is doing is historic. Only 4 other quarterbacks have had that type of level of success rookie year. So at the end of the day, to use what CJ Stroud is doing as your basis for why the Bears should draft Caleb Williams, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. And you're putting undue pressure on Caleb Williams if the Bears draft him. You're putting undue pressure on this kid. Day one, play one. And that's not cool. Because what it's doing is triggering the one thing that Bears fans we've always had a problem with. Development and patience. By sitting here and setting those lofty expectations, day one, play one, you're setting yourself up for Caleb Williams to disappoint you and not live up to the high expectations that you're setting for him. I'm a Justin Fields fan. I believe we can win with Justin Fields. I think if we build the team up and get more weapons, I think we can win with Justin Fields. I'm a Justin Fields fan. But I'm a Bears fan first and foremost. So if we do decide to trade Justin Fields and draft Caleb Williams or Drake May or any other quarterback, okay, cool. And Ryan Poles, I trust. But the one thing I'm not going to do if we decide to go and draft a rookie quarterback is I'm not going to look at that quarterback and say, hey, my expectations is CJ Stroud. I'm not going to have the expectation of the type of season that CJ Stroud is having for my rookie QB. My expectation for him will be development, and for me as a fan to have the patience to allow the development to happen. Period, point blank. So at the end of the day, Bears Nation, we need to do better. We need to be better. We need to stop looking for the instant gratification, and we need to do what the other successful quarterback having franchises do, and that's develop and have the patience enough to allow the development to take place for us to gain the level of successful quarterback that we as Bears fans deserve. And if we continue down this same path of impatience, instant gratification wanting, or this same mindset of having crazy expectations, we're going to keep failing. And that is a fact. But yo, like I said before, make sure you like the page, subscribe to the channel. If you agree with me or disagree with me, hey, leave it in the comments below. And if you disagree, tell me why you disagree. Because I would love to debate back and forth and have a healthy debate back and forth. But yo, this is your boy Baqi, and this is another episode of Baqi Rants. Make sure once again you like the video and subscribe to the page. I'm on my way to 50 subscribers, so I thank everybody who subscribed. And until next time, I'm out.